again, and welcome back to day 2 of first of its kind Impact Summit at Algorand. And we welcome you back to again engage in discussion about some of the most pressing issues facing us. So the reason for this summit, there are a couple of reasons for this. One is to highlight the use of blockchain in solving some of the world's great challenges, whether it's payments in distressed areas, whether torn by war or natural disasters, supply chain transparency, or financial inclusion for the world's 1.7 billion people who are unbanked, most of whom are women. And so what can blockchain do to help some of those great challenges? Generally, and specifically, is who are those entrepreneurs building on the Algorand blockchain to address those challenges? What are they doing currently to meet the needs of the people in this world who are most marginalized and for the earth and its environment? And so yesterday we heard from a wide variety of people, from extraordinary panelists on topics like identification as a human right, on accountability for financial services for people who are unbanked, on sustainability, and how do you address climate change and the issues that causes, on disaster relief, on how to make work better for people who create content, whether they're artists or artisans living in some of the most remote parts of the world. So that's what this summit is about. It's about amplifying those messages and elevating those entrepreneurs, daring enough to believe they can make a difference. And so what I want to do now is turn to my colleague Nikhil and talk about some of the most kind of exciting companies that are building on Algorand, what they're doing and what it means.
Sure. So some of the interesting companies, we have lots of companies who are building in Algorand, but some of the interesting companies that we saw yesterday, the first one, Birina, all of you must have got that Asmi's Gamusa yesterday, and I'm sure you must have tried out the QR code. And now, that's actually a real product that you have in your hand. This is empowering the women artisans from Assam, the state where I was born, and so it's very close to my heart. Birina is doing some real amazing things, starting with the traceability, but they have a very big plan to bring all these women artisans, all these handicrafts onto the marketplace and giving them direct access to international and global markets, empowering them in this whole process. The other great discussion that we saw yesterday was Mandeshi. Stacy was with Chetnaji on the stage yesterday. We had a great discussion. Mandeshi, a women's cooperative bank, they just mentioned that they will have about 100,000 women. And the challenges that women face on a daily basis to be able to have access to capital. 1 million, sorry, thank you for the correction. 1 million women, they had 800,000 and they're getting to 1 million very soon. Mandeshi, we have actually started a pilot with Mandeshi, and Mandeshi is going to be building on Algorand to be able to get access of information, to be able to share this information very easily. The third great, again, high impact organization, Seva, we have started doing some sustainable initiatives with them, and they have already started doing a pilot with us. We are going to be helping women entrepreneurs have a better, or in fact more value for the sustainable initiatives that they do. Then of course we all know about Hisab Pay, the amazing thing that they're doing in Afghanistan, women empowerment, access to money, fast access to money, and Sow and Reap, which is again talking about the challenges that we face in the current times. Sow and Reap is focusing on regenerative farming, which means the quality of the soil is going bad quality of the soil is going bad very fast because of the chemicals that we keep putting in. Sow and Reap has created a new avenue to be able to kind of get these farmers onto this process and get incentivized also. Whole Chain, we have the amazing thing that Whole Chain is doing with the traceability of seafood. And in fact, I heard you yesterday, every single thing that can come on a traceability platform in the supply chain. Most of the supply chains are broken. We don't have traceability. And traceability is one of the biggest things that's required in supply chain. And finally, Echo, which is one of the, they started out by getting banking access to people who did not have access to bank in India. And Echo is looking at avenues on how they can create more access to DeFi solutions by tokenizing their already well-defined assets which are tried and tested in the markets. So these are some just 7 showcase companies, but we have some very amazing companies who have the potential to bring in a lot of impact to people. I'm really excited about what is happening in our platform.
I mean, it's extraordinary. Echo alone reaches more unbanked women, specifically in India, than any payments platform in the country, which is extraordinary. We had meetings yesterday with the United Nations Development Program, and we announced from the stage that we have a partnership with them where we'll train the UNDP, who is in 170 countries worldwide, 22,000 employees, on solutions that call for blockchain, uniquely blockchain, to solve some of the problems UN staff face on the ground. So that was a hugely exciting announcement. And those are the kinds of things we talked about. These are the kinds of things that are happening on Algorand. So stick around for day 2. It was exciting yesterday, I thought. I think it's going to be equally as exciting today. And what we want to have you do is, we talk about climate change, and we talk about the dispossessed and the marginalized and the folks that don't have access to things we take for granted. But you got to lead with hope, because when you meet the entrepreneurs here building on Algorand to solve these problems, you can't help but think things are going to get better. So thank you, and we're going to announce our first speaker. Thanks, Phil.